figured I'd do the video before, you know, they end up getting put in a box. So this is what we got, starting with a new brand that I had never seen before. This is from Rosecraft. So there's a whole bunch of different designs that they have. And I got to say, I'm pretty impressed. All OEM'd by Artisan Cutlery, CJRB. So they have the AR RPM 9 blade steel, which is a really good call, in my opinion. And these are some of these are going to look pretty familiar because it's all designers, some of which have already been done through CJRB. So we'll be talking a lot more about these knives when I get them back home and I've had a little time to play with them. But I think my favorite one is probably this one. I can't remember the exact name. I'll have to put it down here below. But not so much that it has the pry tool, but I actually really like the shape. And the action is incredible. AR RPM 9, $50. This one is really cool. Personally, this is probably my favorite of the bunch. And this is actually my first traditional, and they make those as well. And I'm very impressed by their designs. The gentleman who does the design work for their traditionals has been doing it for quite a long time. And it clearly shows in his work, as you can see here. So I'll probably be carrying these from time to time. Actually, it's starting to grow on me very quickly. Let me know, is traditional knives something that you're interested in? Maybe we'll talk a lot more about it. And I didn't need another one, but when I came, I obviously didn't have any knives on me, and I've been wanting a set of these scales for a while, but it felt weird buying the scales without a knife, so I ended up with a second Baby Banter, and I have no regrets whatsoever. I was over at NAFSCO, and they had this awesome little beast, and I put the scales on, and now it is just absolutely phenomenal. Love this little knife. All right, some other stuff. I went over to Kaiser's booth, and they had some of the craziest sales of the show, in my opinion. This knife, which has marbled carbon fiber scales, titanium backspacer, milled titanium pocket clip, and S35VN, this was $60 at the Blade Show. That is crazy. And the one thing I will say is the edge wasn't that sharp, so I had Work Sharp put on a crazy sharp edge. So really impressed with this knife. Love the action. The front flipper is awesome. And yeah, it's just a great knife. I can't even remember the name. I'm hoping they're not discontinuing it because it's one of my favorite designs that they have so far. But really good. I also got to check out the QSP booth and their lineup for this year. Well, we'll talk a lot about what things are going to look like, the lineups, the things I saw in a separate video. But QSP has done a pretty good job, and actually one of their new designs, the Swordfish, really caught my attention. So this is a button lock flipper, and it's in 14C28, which is, as you know, one of my favorite steels. Really great handle. I love the design. But what really caught me was just how good they had tuned the button for this one. Very strong, to the point where it's almost impossible to do the reverse flick. That's actually a good thing because it really makes the flipping action as well as the thumb stud action just very, strong, and I like that a lot. Love this Wharncliffe blade shape, and just an awesome knife. We'll talk a lot more about this and QSP's lineup in the future. All right, the last thing I got, and I have zero regrets about, is the new fixed blade from Demco. Now, this is actually the USA variant in MagnaCut. I could not say no. This is one of their factory seconds, and what he's calling factory second is like, look, like you see the little marring on the rivet? That's literally what he calls a second, right? A second. So really crazy good value. These were less than $200, and MagnaCut blade steel. This is one of the sharp, I actually used this for the cut test at Work Sharp. The factory edge for this thing is actually insane. So he does a great job with his factory edges, and I wanted one of these for a while. I didn't even realize they were going to be anywhere near the price point that they're at, and I just had to have one. So this is going to be my cold weather knife, my wet environment knife, and cannot say enough. This is pretty awesome. So we have, of course, John Demko right here, and on the back we have Andrew Demko. So we got the brothers right there. How awesome is that? And then actually I'll be back to talk to them about a new model that they have coming out later today. But as it is, this is what I have gotten already at Blade Show. Some pretty cool stuff has shown up. You'll see some shorts about everything I've seen over the next day or so. But yeah, just thought I'd showcase these before they had to get into a FedEx box. Anyway, thanks again, guys, and we'll talk again soon.